Hey guys, Simply Betty here. Today, I'm going to be doing something that I've been needing to do and I've been neglecting for a really long time. Like, an unusually long amount of time is how long I've been neglecting this thing I have to do. So in the past, I've had videos on a really nice little tank of mine called my planted vase, which is basically a big jar that a fan sent me. This person sent me this because I was talking about how I wanted to try it. I was so just flabbergasted to get it. And I was so happy, so I made this beautiful little tank and it looked great. I put together a little aquascape that's, a fairly high-ish light, no CO2, and it's been doing fantastic. And I love it. It's this beautiful little thing. However, over the past couple months, I have kind of let it slide downhill. And the reason is because I just didn't have the time to put into it to maintain it. It's gotten overgrown, it's gotten green. Let me show you. I'm just gonna tilt the camera here. I have really neglected this tank. This is what has become of my beautiful planted vase. It's green, it's muddy, it's overgrown, it's kind of ugly now. It's all my fault too, for letting it get overgrown like this. And I have to fix this. I can't just let this sit here all ugly. I've been avoiding putting the time into this that I know it needs just because I've been lazy. I've also had a lot of things to do. Pretty busy. You could see that this really does need some love to restore it to its former glory. My red Ludwigia mini has gotten out of control. It's all green. The dwarf baby tears on the bottom, I had this nice carpet going, but then I let it get overgrown and it's lifted up. So I have a lot of dwarf baby tears in there, but it's lifted up and it looks kind of ugly. And then I also have AR mini, but it's been starting to turn greenish instead of the usual bright pink that it is. And that's just because probably I've been neglecting fertilizer, and also maybe this green water has something to do with it. It's less bright in there. For livestock, I have some of the sunshine yellow Heterandria formosa in here. Also some guppies and a few little white clouds, like little itty bitty babies I rescued from a main tank. I plopped in here to grow. They're still little, but I'm gonna take them out soon because they've been growing pretty well. So let's take care of this tank. The first thing I'm going to do is remove my unkempt plants entirely. This way I can give the vase a thorough cleaning and a pruning and do what I need to do and then replant. Removing the plants is pretty easy, but it does stir up a lot of mulm and gunk into the water column. I pulled everything up by the roots except for my anubias in the back of the vase, which I left undisturbed because I don't need to touch that. I don't want to do anything with that. I just want that to grow. I just started this little project, but I hear my toddler waking up through the baby monitor. I'm gonna have to go get her, and then I promised I'd bring her to the pool. She's not gonna let me forget it. So we're probably going to the pool for a while. I'll come back, and then I'll have to finish tonight. Here's my bowl of Ludwigia and also my dwarf baby tears. I'll just fill this up with water so it's okay to sit for a while, and I'll come back to it later. I came back to the scene of this little crime later and removed most of the green water so I could do a water change. I used a hose with a few fingers kind of over the opening so I don't suck up any fish. I think I ended up sucking up a fish anyways though, but I scooped him out of the bucket later. Here's what it looks like emptied. Not bad. You see this huge bunch of, this is Anubias gold coin. Oh, it's doing really well back here. Same with this Anubias lanceolata. I do have some damaged leaves up on the top, just from it poking out of the water sometimes when it evaporates down. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull all of this AR mini out. I do have a patron who wants a bunch of AR mini, so I'll probably let him know I have a bunch extra now. This is a Bucil philandra I've been keeping in here. This is Buse 43. That's what this is. I kind of had it tucked in these rocks here just as a safe place to keep it. Now that I removed the plants, I'll add fresh water to finish the water change and clean up the heavy debris layer all over the substrate. You can see all the debris and the mulm flying around the tank now that I finished the water change and turned the filter back on. Again, this is because I'd been neglecting it. I can't exactly get a python hose in here to suction it all up. So I added some polyfill to the filter and I just let the filter run and do its job for a while. Now and then I would walk by and agitate the bottom with a turkey baster, which got even more detritus into the water column for the filter to grab. This took a while, and it took plenty of agitation on that bottom layer. The water was pretty cloudy even after letting the filter work for a few hours, but it was getting late, so I added my plants back in. Ideally, I would have had nice clear water to film the plants, but oh well, things can't go perfectly all the time. I added some trimmings of my red Ludwigia mini back in, followed by a generous helping of that really nice compact AR mini. Just look at that mulm being stirred up from the substrate. Will it ever end? Then I added the dwarf baby tears back. I tore little pieces off of that big mat that I had taken out of the tank earlier, and then I took those pieces and I pushed them down into the substrate a bit with my tweezers. Obviously, it doesn't look nearly as nice as how a full grown-in carpet looks, but this pruning was necessary and it will look nice again in no time as it grows back. Here's a shot of it the next day. I did another full water change to get rid of the very last of the cloudy, kind of greenish water, so it's really nice and clear now. I'll probably have a lot of people comment about how the plants looked way better before the trim. Well, yes, there were more of them, but prunings are necessary. This might look a little scraggly and patchy at the moment, but it will grow in a lot nicer, provided I maintain it this time and I don't let it go out of control again. I'm adding a new product into this tank. It's a bacterial culture from Brightwell Aquatics called Florinbacter. This is a bioculture that's formulated not just to seed new tanks, but also to help increase the rate of organic waste being digested, so to speak, by the bacteria in the tank. I would really love organic material to be dealt with without actually having to physically clean it out, because you saw how gross it got. That's what this product will do for me in this setup. So for a few weeks, I'm going to add an appropriate daily dose of this bioculture to this vase, and love the results. I'm also going back to dosing fertilizer on a schedule and not neglecting it. I want my plants to get lush and grow well, and I want a fertilizer that has iron in it for the reds in my red and pink plants to really pop. I use Florin Multi on all my planted tanks, which is why I have a huge container of it. This vase gets a dose of about 5 drops after each weekly water change. This looks way better than when I started. Way better. Now it's going to take some time for the AR mini mass to come back and grow. It's a fairly slow growing plant, but I can be patient. Also, it's going to turn from, kind of the greenish I was seeing to that bright pink again. Because the green water's gone, I'm fertilizing again, which I haven't done for a long time. Naughty. Also, the Ludwigia is going to come back pretty fast. It's a pretty fast growing plant. So that's going to grow pretty quickly and look nice again. Now the dwarf baby tears will take a while to carpet again. I'm hoping that now I'm fertilizing again, it's going to go a little bit faster, but remember this jar doesn't have any CO2. It never has, except for the very first week or so, and then I decided I wasn't going to do it anymore. As for the fish, I like the selection in there right now, but there's a little too many. I have a couple white clouds which have grown big enough for me to take them out of this vase and then put them in with the rest of my adult minnows. But I still have some teeny tiny little ones that'll stay in here. I like the Heterandria formosa, and then I just have a couple 2 spare guppies that just need a little place to stay right now. So I think this is a pretty cute little jar. I really like it. It's not a jar, it's a vase. I think it's a very cute vase. And this light is fantastic. This light has been performing so well. It's such a good nano tank light. The light I'm using is a Fluval Nano. It's this one, and it's controlled by Bluetooth, and just the amount of customization you can do to this light is great. Because of the green water, I actually went into the app and then I told the Fluval app that I wanted a shorter daylight period, and I just click OK, and then I never have to touch it again. It's just really nice, and I love this light. I've been raving about this light ever since I got one to begin with. It's a great option. And then I'm going to be using this light again for a little project I have coming up, which I'm kind of excited about. It's going to be my little shrimp project, a little custom planted tank. I have to get going on that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this was kind of useful in seeing how I took a really ugly, overgrown tank that needed some love, gave it some love, and it became pretty again. At least once the plants kind of bounce back, it will be pretty again. Very pretty. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. All of you who subscribe, I really appreciate you, and be sure to hit that little notification bell too, because that's how YouTube tells you when I have a new video. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.